trying to explain to these liquor companies that the reason Gen Z doesn't want to go out isn't just because we don't want to drink, we don't feel safe. I think what they don't understand is it's not just about giving us non-alc options, it's about making the places we go to actually safe to go to. They're worried that we're losing bars every single day and they're going out of business. Have we tried thinking about safety? And I've brought this up to them because I have relationships with these brands. I started Nightcap, which is a company that prevents drink spiking. So I get to be in these rooms and hear about them talking about how we just don't want to drink anymore and we want to stay home. And I'm like, yeah, but like, have you thought about safety? And they're like, also, I'm going to the Mets game next week, so do we like my nails? Also, we just helped pass this bill in California, so every bar starting July 1st has to have drink covers, so.
She's got a point. She's got a point. Safety is one of the reasons people don't want to go out, especially in America. Right, but like people in America are worried about safety in general. Like if you're in high school, you're worried about some kid, you know, some school shooter coming in and shooting up your classroom. You know, people are afraid of going into cities. I mean, in the past few years, look at what's been happening with New York. You know, in America, the violence is so crazy that we complain about other countries being dangerous. Right, but here in America, like we have so many dangerous places. Like you have no idea. You have no idea. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video, and we're back studying Gen Z. I'm studying Gen Z like it was freaking science class. What do you do? What do you drink? You know, what do you eat? What do you do after work? Why do you do it? Where do you work? What do you guys want to do? All right, I'm joking. But yeah, so Gen Z, apparently they don't go out. They don't drink, which, hey, I mean, not drinking alcohol is actually a good thing. You know, in the 80s with, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, they made drinking alcohol and partying like crazy a norm. And it's not good for you. Like, I mean, let's face it, it's not good for you. I mean, talk to any health professional. They'll tell you. All right, let's move on to our next video.
A younger millennial person recently, and they were like, as a 22-year-old, why don't you go to the club more often? And I have to explain to them that not only is it sensory overload, but it's also so fucking expensive. In my experience, the club is all the same, and that experience is hearing Hotel Room by Pitbull. Because the DJs always get on the mic before the song and they go, if you're taking someone to a hotel room tonight, make some noise. If you cheating on your partner, make some noise. Honestly, if I was a DJ, I'd probably do that. And I'd wait for people to cheer, and then, as soon as people cheer, I'd turn on the house light. Just to see all of the women look at the guy that they've been dancing with all night and be like,
maybe I'm not going to a hotel room.
Oh, he's got a point. He's got a point. But yeah, it's expensive. I mean, come on. It's expensive. I'm glad I don't go to nightclubs anymore because it's a waste of time. I think going to a nightclub, I mean, if you want to get laid, this is good if you have that type of game. I've gone to nightclubs and I can tell you, it's kind of a waste of time. Like when it comes to like, I guess you might make some friends there, but as far as like getting girls, unless you're that type of guy, right? Unless you're that type of guy, because girls at the clubs, they're looking for a certain type of dude, right? So, but most guys at nightclubs, they don't get anything. They don't get any type of action. You're not gonna find the love of your life at a nightclub. Not gonna happen. You're not gonna find the girl of your dreams at a nightclub. It rarely happens. You know, you gotta go to, I don't know, the art club or the yoga club or some other type of club, right? Cooking club or cooking class, something like that. But that's you know, it's not worth it. It's a lot. There's a lot of noise, a lot of sensory. Like I was saying, you know, it's too much noise. You try to talk to people, you literally have to yell in their ear, and it's not. It's just not the best place. Like if you want a relationship with that most people crave nowadays, it's just not the place to find it. It really is, and it's expensive. $5 a drink, and it now with inflation, with the economy, it's even more expensive. And also, Gen Z is broke. So are millennials. So why will they go out? Everybody's staying at home and saving their money.
Fear of everything being recorded. If you went out and got pissed and fell over or threw up, We laughed about it. It was hilarious. You'd sit with your friends the next day in your pajamas, laughing and howling about the night before. Because it stayed within your friendship group.
Yeah.
Now it goes online, and the
you know
shame
what?
people get shamed.
I do remember, like, my daughter actually, she used to kind of come out with me and my friends because she knew that me and my friends would be somewhere, it'd be kind of fun, and not saying that her friends weren't, but it was, I think everyone just kind of dispersed and went home, and it was, you know, over, you know, after a couple of drinks.
The problem with us, Lise, is we don't know when to stop.
No.
So what she was saying about friends, nowadays, and I see this everywhere, is like, now, whether if it's a nightclub, an anime convention, or any type of venue, like, it's either, especially with the new generation, with millennials and Gen Z, it's either when you go out, you have to go with somebody, like go with your friends somewhere. Otherwise, you're really not going to make friends there. Like nowadays, if you go to an anime convention, you're probably not going to make friends. As opposed to a decade ago, or like 5-6 years ago, if you went to an anime convention, you walk out with like 3 new friends in your, you know, in your social group. That has changed. You go to a nightclub and most people are just staring at their phones. People don't really want to make friends. Girls are just there hoping that somebody buys them a drink. Guys are there looking around hoping that they get laid. It's such a waste of time, man. There's you know. Anyways.
8% fewer crimes committed by teens than whenever I was a kid. That's insane. They're at home that much. They don't go anywhere. They don't do anything. Gen Z also doesn't get their driver's licenses. Like 60% of them still haven't got it by age 18. That number was like in the 80s for millennials and older, because I think they're satisfied with the freedom that the phone gives. Whenever I turned 16, I desperately wanted a car because that was my ticket away from home. But they're perfectly fine being at home. And because they're perfectly fine being at home, there's no teenage trouble, because you need friends around to do that, and their friends are on the phone. They're in their headset. They're playing games with them. They don't live near them. They might not even live in the same country. And you can't get into trouble with somebody if you can't connect with them in person. It's a good thing because the prison population and crime is going down, but it's also a bad thing because what's going to happen whenever these people actually needed those social skills that they're never...
So let me explain this simply, because it seems like a lot of older people just don't understand. So Gen Z, they're not socializing. And I understand. I mean, they have to learn to socialize, but I understand why they don't. Because first of all, they don't have a car. What do you need to get a car? Money. What's happening with Gen Z? They're broke. They can't find a job. How are they going to get a car? Okay. You want to get their license. What do they need? Well, you still gotta study, but you also gotta pay to get your license. It's not a lot of money. I think it's like $40 per test or something like that. But still, the price on that probably went up already. And, as far as making friends, when you're broke, you don't have money, you don't have a car to go anywhere, what do? You stay home. Right? What's the cheapest way of socializing nowadays? Social media. So what do? You go on Facebook Messenger, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Guess what? I have made 3 friends in the last few years, just YouTubing, just having a YouTube channel. I've made 2 good friends, with my anime channel. I've also made what's it called? Another friend talking about digital nomad stuff, right? Digital nomad stuff. So this is the new way of making friends, and I didn't leave my house. I've made 3 new friends in my social group. I didn't leave my house. So the world's just becoming digital. And everything around us is getting more expensive. And the cheapest thing to do is to use social media. What you gonna do?
Like parties as much as other generations isn't just because people are antisocial and have social anxiety. It's because our party music fucking sucks. Like, do you know the amount of people that were in their prime in the 2010s dropping straight hits? You were never tired of a party because there was always new banging music dropping. People have been pointing out this one Katy Perry album that was just straight bangers. Like, do you see this? You got Last Friday Night, California Girls, Fireworks. Like, just look at the whole thing. This whole list is just bangers. Imagine being at a party when this song just dropped. This song is already generational right here, but in that moment, I know that went crazy.
Yeah.
You can simply search up 2010s hits on YouTube, and I guarantee every song on the playlist.
Yeah,
is
the
gonna be hitting.
2010s have pretty
It
good
sucks
music.
too because a lot of those people are now in their washed era. Like, their music isn't good anymore, and the new music artists we are getting aren't that good. Anyways, follow my else stream.
They're really not. Like, modern day music sucks. That's why a lot of people are going retro. I see this in the gaming world. You know, people rather play retro games. Now, people rather play retro music. I found a couple of years ago, my sister introduced me to City Pop, which is like Japanese music from the 1980s. Oh my God. It sounds better than any of the shit we have today. City Pop. Go look it up.
30 a.m. in New York City. We're in Soho.
Wait, hold on. She says she's 38 years old?
It is only 2:30 a.m. in New York City.
2:38 in the morning.
We're in Soho. Literally not a soul. Where is everybody? Why are we not out? It is only 40 degrees. Nobody on the streets. Literally nobody.
I remember because when I first came to America, I came to America as a child in 1999. I remember New York City was always on fire. It was always lit. Like, it was the city that never sleeps. Remember that? Nobody calls New York that anymore. New York was the city that never sleeps. People were up 24 hours a day. You could get out of your house at 3, 5 in the morning. There's something happening in New York City. Every single day of the week, 7 days a week. Imagine that. New York City was the stores were always open. The stores were always open. And now that has changed. New York, the crime has gone up so much that, businesses, they don't stay up late that much now. They really don't. Anyways, let's continue.
Don't dance in the club. Not a single person was dancing.
Hold on, missed a few seconds.
But I keep saying how Gen Z don't dance in the club. Not a single person was dancing. Like, why do you think it's happening? In my time, we were like on the table, with sofa, chair, everywhere we can get. And we were just dancing. In the office look, that pencil skirt.
And there's no stopping us.
Tell me I wasn't alone, tell me. But if anyone can explain why that's
Yeah, you know what? I'm not much of a dancer, but I've noticed that people don't dance anymore. Like in the 2000s was filled with dance music. Hip hop, R&B, EDM, electronica. People dance to everything. Like in the 2000s, there was like Soulja Boy doing the Soulja Boy dance. Right, we had boy bands, girl bands doing dancing, but that's over. The fun is no longer there, man. Like, this is the most boring generation.
Honestly, I feel it in my chest, bruh. I feel it, especially the 2000 babies. I am seeing it. Asking, what's the point? What's the point? What are we working towards? Why are we working nonstop just to barely get by? I feel it. It's heavy. And I'm scrolling through the comments and everybody's saying the same thing. I'm tired. I feel this sense of doom. Nothing feels real anymore. Not just talk, right? It's not just talk. It's a collective heaviness. And I'm 27, right? I'm an older Gen Z, but still Gen Z nonetheless. And I felt this in high school, right? The idea of working a 9 to 5 and then coming home and just entertaining yourself and then repeating the next day. Back then, it was already something in my spirit rejecting that. And now, more and more of us are waking up and asking, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? The American dream ain't a dream no more. The American dream is dead. It's survival. It's exhaustion.
True. I feel them. Yeah. So, and this is another reason why a lot of people are leaving the country. A lot of people are leaving America, and the only thing good about America right now is the American dollar, because it still has a lot of power. So people are just saving up their dollars and getting the heck up out of here. They're getting the heck up out of here. Because, and it's not just about the money. It's just that what people are trying to do, they're trying to get something that America no longer has, and that's culture. That's community. That's, what's the word? It's like community and a sense of belonging. A lot of that is gone here. And I mean, it still exists in small communities, like especially the immigrant communities, like the Mexicans. The Mexicans, they have their, they come over to America, they stay within their own circle, and they're happy. They don't really complain about the things that we complain because, you know, they got their own culture going on. They got their own, they have their own people that they spend time with. So they don't really feel empty living here. But like Americans living in America, like with everything that's happening, yeah, we feel empty because there's no culture. Anyways, whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications, everybody. It's your boy, Andy Matrix. Godspeed.